Got on meals, we bout to steal. You know what we bout to reveal. Revealing the book of Judah like it's tennis. You know that I'm feeding these menace. Yeah, Dennis, like it's July. Lighting these flowers the 4th of July. Flowers go boom boom like it's crack. You know that your mom is whack. Doing all these things like I should. You know that I knew I never would. I'm doing things, yes I could. I could do your wood. Oh, yeah, that was funny. You think that was funny. Yeah, I got a gunny in your house. About to be the bunny. Bunny, Easter bunny today. We about to. Okay, I don't know what else to say. That rhyme, like I could have kept going, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, today, I've talked in previous videos about materialism as a concept. Materialism is defined as the search for money and objective things in our day-to-day lives, when this could not be more incorrect about our happiness. Oftentimes, I think that we, especially young men my age, look for materialistic things to fill up the void in their heart and the emptiness we feel. Hell, even like everyone, I think everyone does it actually. We look for materialistic things to actually try to make us happier, and it's been proven many times in many different books and many different studies to be very incorrect. Now, I think materialism is typically just seen as okay, it's bad because you're looking for something that isn't really going to be fulfilled. Now, however, I think that materialism doesn't help because most people don't really want you to be rich, have a lot of money, and people don't really care either. And the people who do care are the people you don't want to be around. Okay, now let me get into this. A lot of people, I'll first give some evidence, or at least in my personal life, but a lot of people I know had looked up to guys like Patrick Bateman and Andrew Tate, very rich men, men with a lot of power inside of their lives. And materialism is the exact same thing that they chase. In American Psycho, the author, can't remember his name off the top of my head, I apologize for that. He kind of acts off on this. Men, and I think everyone, or he says everyone in society pretty much, looks for materialistic things inside their lives when he shows in Patrick Bateman that it doesn't do anything. It, in fact, makes him go mad, even though he was mad before. It makes him kill people. He doesn't feel fulfillment, and society and the human brain do not work together well with this. They often encourage people to have more money and have more objective things, when in psychology and philosophy, this is proven to be incorrect. There's a famous man who lived in Rome named Diogenes. He just had a bucket and he was about as happy as could be. Alexander the Great came over to me. He was like, "Hey, yo, man, I like your work. You seem like a pretty chill dude." And Diogenes was like, "Just shut up, man. Get out of my view. I'm trying to look at the sun." And he's like, "All right, that's cool." It was a pretty interesting moment in history. I'm not going to lie. But philosophy is very important, and especially materialism. Materialism pretty much encourages us on a societal standpoint and relational that, hey, get money or you won't get any bitches. Get money or else you ain't going to do nothing. Well, that's not true. I ain't got no money and I get bitches. Now, back to what I was saying. People, as I said in the beginning of the video, people don't really care how much money you have. The people who you truly care about, and the people who you want to instill healthy relationships with, don't really give two shits about how much money you have, right? The thing that they're going to care about is their experiences with you. And I mean, sure, the dude who brings the jet ski on the party was the best dude of the day, but he didn't really bring too much experiences to the table besides the money that he had, right? And this can be done completely for free. I can't give you an exact source, but at least in the science of well-being, there's a study done or that they reference that happiness doesn't go up too much after 75,000. Before that, it goes up a lot because you're pretty much living below the poverty line. But you get everything you need. You get all of the basic needs in the Moore's hierarchy of need, and that's pretty much all you need for the basics. And the people who do care about how much money you have are people you don't want to be around because they don't want to have the experiences with you. They want to take advantage of you. How would that make you feel if you had all this money, all this things you worked hard for, but then someone comes in and rips it straight out from you? And versus a friend who wants you to just have good experiences with you, a friend who's there for you, regardless of how much money you have, regardless of the objective possessions and new worldly possessions that you have. Now, I think most people would be willing to take the nice friend, the one who's willing to help them. I mean, especially, I think having money is a nice thing to have, especially if you're trying to help your friends. in times where there's struggle. But I don't think, on the other hand, someone who's trying to just take advantage of how much money they have, it's it just leads to an very unhealthy dynamic inside of the social system. Now, let's get into the materialism itself and imply what we've learned. Okay, so people generally want what's best for them. Now, let me get into this a little more. Your parents, you might say, someone might in the comments or something like that might say, okay, yeah, well, my mom and dad really care about me, and they want the best for me no matter what. Well, yes, that is true. Your parents are very important to you, and probably to your siblings if you have them as well. But they are, most of the time, at least I think, raising you based off of either evolutionary things or based off of what is happening, or based off of what is going on inside of their heads. Okay, I'm going to raise them because it's my human desire, or I'm going to raise them because it makes me happy. It makes my shallow, unfulfilling life have some fulfillment in it. And psychologists have noticed that people who have these relationships with other people and healthy relationships like that have much more fulfilling relationships with others. It's a very important thing that we have in our lives. Now, someone might also say, okay, well, how about my teachers? They seem to care about me a lot, and they don't make too much money. Well, yes, but it's the same as your parents. They're not looking out. They are looking out for you. I'm sure there are a lot of teachers, plenty of teachers out there who are looking for their best, but I think most of them are doing it for their own good. I mean, whether that's subconscious or they actually know it. Um, and I shout out to all my teachers and all my parents out there. You're really good people. We really appreciate you. Um, but materialism is a concept. If you're trying to be happy and you're trying to have lasting experiences, aren't any good. And society does not help this. Society encourages, I'm going to have many followers. I'm going to have much money. I'm going to have cars. We see this in guys like Andrew Tate. They get mass followings of people because of how much money they have. I don't think there's much else to guys like him and all these money coaches and people, especially in my school and the young men I see around me. They search for happiness through materialistic things, when Diogenes and plenty of other men have proved this to be incorrect. Um, Now, this is about all I wanted to say today. Um, have a lovely day or night, wherever you are.